చెప్పగలుగుతారు అనేది కూడా మాకు పాష్ యాక్ట్ గురించి చెప్పారు. ఇదే కాకుండా తోటి ఎంప్లాయీస్తో మీకు ఎలా ఉండాలి, ఏ విధంగా చేసుకోవాలి, మీ కరికులర్ అంటే నైట్ షిఫ్ట్స్, డే షిఫ్ట్స్లో ఉమెన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి అనేది కూడా మేము చూసాము. అండ్ ఇప్పుడున్న పరిస్థితిలో నైట్ డ్యూటీ అంటే ఉమెన్ చేయరు, ఓన్లీ మెన్కే అన్న స్టీరియోటైప్ మెంటాలిటీ కూడా మేము బ్రేకప్ చేసి ప్యాట్రోలింగ్ వెహికల్స్లో ఆల్రెడీ హైదరాబాద్ కమిషనరేట్స్ కొన్ని డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ కూడా స్టార్ట్ చేశారు సార్. సో నైట్ షిఫ్ట్స్లో కూడా ఉమెన్ అనేది వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు. అండ్ నోవేర్ ఉమెన్ ఎక్కడ తక్కువ కాదు, మనకున్న చిన్న చిన్న బ్యారియర్స్ దాన్ని ఎలా ఓవర్కమ్ చేయాలనేది ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్లో మాకు స్ట్రైట్గా ఫోకస్లో లైమ్ లైట్లో చూపించారు సార్. అండ్ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు ఎంతసేపు మెన్ కానీ బయట వాళ్ళు కానీ సొసైటీ కానీ ఉమెన్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఫిట్ ఆర్ ఉమెన్ కొంచెం తక్కువ అని అంటారు. యాక్చువల్గా కౌన్సిలింగ్ ఇవ్వాల్సింది మాకు కాదు వాళ్ళకి, బికాస్ వీఆర్ క్యాపబుల్ ఇనఫ్. అబ్బాయిలతో కంపీట్ చేశాము, అన్నిట్లో పొటెన్షియల్లో మెరిట్స్లో అన్నిట్లోనూ టాప్లో ఉన్నాము. అండ్ హై లెవెల్ ర్యాంకింగ్లో కానీ ఎంపవర్మెంట్లో కానీ అన్నిట్లో దూసుకెళ్తుంది ఉమెనే ఉన్నారు ఇప్పుడు యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నవ్. ఇదే కాకుండా సార్ పర్టికులర్గా మాకు బందోబస్తు ఉన్నప్పుడు కానీ ప్లటూన్స్ బయట నుంచి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళకి కానీ స్టేషన్స్లో కొంచెం వాళ్ళకి ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ వైజ్ కానీ ఫెసిలిటీస్ వైజ్ కానీ కొంచెం ఇబ్బంది అవుతుంది సార్. ఇది కాకుండా పర్టికులర్గా అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనకి గణేష్ బందోబస్తు చాలా పెద్ద బందోబస్తు, ఇలాంటి టైంలో కొంచెం అమ్మాయిలకి కొంచెం సేఫ్టీ పరంగా కానీ ఎలాంటి ఏదైనా క్రౌడ్ పెద్దగా వస్తే మీరు ఎలా హ్యాండిల్ చేయాలి, మీరు ఎలా ధైర్యంగా ఉండాలనేది కూడా మాకు మేడం వాళ్ళు కాన్ఫరెన్స్లో కొన్ని మాకు టిప్స్లా చెప్పారు. అండ్ మీకు సెల్ఫ్ డిఫెన్స్ అనేది స్కిల్స్ ఎలా ఉంటుందని ట్రైనింగ్లో నేర్పించారు. ఇంకా ఎన్హాన్స్మెంట్ కావాలంటే కూడా స్పెషల్ ట్రైనింగ్, కెపాసిటీ బిల్డింగ్, స్కిల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్స్ అన్ని కూడా నేర్పిస్తామని చెప్పారు సార్. ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్లో పర్టికులర్గా ఏంటంటే ఉమెన్ అన్న వాళ్ళు 24 to 35 అంటే సర్వీస్ లైక్ 20 years to 30 years సర్వీస్ చేసేవాళ్ళు మన మైండ్ సెట్, మన క్యాపబిలిటీస్, మనం ఎలా ఉండాలి, మనం ఎంత స్ట్రాంగ్ ఉంటే సొసైటీ ఎంత స్ట్రాంగ్ ఉంటుంది, ఫ్యామిలీ అండ్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ లైఫ్ని ఎలా బ్యాలెన్స్ చేసుకోవాలి, మన కమిట్మెంట్ ప్రొఫెషన్కి ఎలా ఉండాలి, ఏ విధంగా ఉంటే మన వర్క్ ఎఫిషియన్స్గా ఉంటుంది, మనం ఎందుకు డీగ్రేడ్ అనిపించుకుంటున్నామో మనం అప్గ్రేడెడ్ అనేది నిరూపించుకోవాలనే స్ట్రాటజీతో మాకు ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ పెట్టారు. అండ్ ఇందులో నుంచి వచ్చిన అవుట్పుట్స్ అన్ని కూడా మేడం గవర్నమెంట్కి రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తూ మిమ్మల్ని ఈరోజు తీసుకొచ్చి మా నుంచి ఇలా చెప్పడం అనేది కూడా ఇది ఒక గ్రేట్ ఆపర్చునిటీ సార్. అండ్ ఈ ఆపర్చునిటీలో ఫస్ట్ ఉమెన్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ ఫర్ ఉమెన్ పోలీస్ అనేది ఇట్స్ రేర్ అండ్ ఫస్ట్ మనకి అవకాశం డైరెక్టర్ మేడం ఇవ్వడం చాలా గ్రేట్ అండ్ ఐఎమ్ వెరీ థ్యాంక్ఫుల్ ఫర్ దిస్. అండ్ మా ఉమెన్ ఆఫీసర్స్ తరఫు నుంచి అందరికీ థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ మేడం, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ ఆల్.
Thank you, Anisha. Now I request Srimati Rekha Banu, Deputy Conservator from Forest, to come on dais and to share her experience.
A very good evening to distinguished chief guests for the evening, all the senior officers present on and off the dais, all the fellow participants, print and electronic media present here today. Good evening, all of you. Sir, it has been a pride, privilege and honor to attend this esteemed gathering of the first women conference in Telangana for police and represent the forest department, in which almost about 400 odd police officers across the state from different ranks, from the police constable to the DGP level, have participated. This experience has been being part of this conference itself and discussing the day-to-day issues that the police staff, women officers are facing, overcoming them. If not overcoming them, finding the right solutions through proper discussions. It has been really enlightening and motivating for us, sir, as a person coming from the forest department. Then I have had the personal opportunity of interacting and listening to the best resource persons available here. And it has given, not only has it given the staff attending this conference along with me, insight into the policing by women in our state, but also an opportunity to compare, adopt the best practices and improve ourselves to perform better and serve the state better, sir. Being sister departments of the police fraternity, our role in the forest department is primarily the protection of forests and wildlife. Secondly, it is increasing the forest cover to 33%, which is the mandate. This requires immense amount of strength, courage and compassion, all of which have been discussed at length by all our senior officers present here in this conference, sir. On this occasion, I would like to also highlight some of the differences in the roles and duties of police versus forest. So the major difference being our frontline staff, the unit level, which is the beat officer level, they go alone into the forest for patrolling, sir. Whereas the police department has the opportunity of having a team going together. So that puts them at a little bit of a vulnerable position, I would say. But overcoming this is also a challenge in our department. Telangana is a pioneer state in policing, cybercrime, women's safety, and Hyderabad is considered as the safest city for women in the country, sir. I duly give all my regard and respect to the Telangana State Police for achieving this feat, sir. And in the context of forestry, the vision of our Honorable CM, sir, to focus and develop ecotourism in our state and emphasizing on sustainability is also a major pioneering step in this regard, sir, and also the need of the hour. I would like to thank Abhilasha Bisht ma'am to make Forest Department a part of this conference and bringing the sisters in khaki, as we were discussing yesterday, bringing us together, providing the right exposure and motivation for us to move forward with our women force as well. Thank you, ma'am, for this opportunity, and hoping that we will be collaborating and coordinating more in many more occasions like this, ma'am. And I would also like to request, ma'am, also that we have a conference in Forest Department as well for the women staff, ma'am. So, and we may just proceed in that manner. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Rekha Banu Garu. Now I request respected Srimati Soumya Mishra, DGP Prison, to address the occasion. Now I request our beloved Director Madam and other team leaders to present the oral presentation on the Women Conference.
So, a very good afternoon to respected Deputy CM Garu, who has at a short notice accepted our invitation and come to hear us out. Sir, already it has been said, last 3 days, intense discussion, high level energy, lot of exchange of ideas has taken place, leading to some outcomes which we want to adopt as either policy at the DGP level or at the government level. So there are different levels of policy we need in place, which will, effectively the goal is that all the women should work shoulder to shoulder and contribute to a safe and secure Telangana. I, however, have been left alone here. My team has decided, of the senior team, has decided that I should do the presentation on my own to conserve some time. So on behalf of all the 5 groups, the 5 groups mainstreaming was led by Shikha and her team, Shikha Goel and her team. The group 2, can you give me the list? List of groups. The group 2 on workplace harassment was led by Charu Sinha, who is not able to come here because of health issues. Theme 3 regarding changing the organization culture was led by me and other officers. Theme 4, infrastructure, facility and workplace bandobast, personal safety and exposure to violent situation, was led by Swati Lakra and her team. Theme of Shilpa Valli and others. Theme 4, infrastructure and facilities at workplace and bandobast, was led by, work-life balance, health, well-being and recognition of contributions, was led by Rakshita and Shweta from City Police. They are not able to attend because it is Friday and they are busy with bandobast. Sir, there have been specific recommendations made from each of these themes. So, purpose of this conference, I wanted a print here, Babu. So, purpose of this conference was to foster dialogue and collaboration amongst all, right now, at training, everyone is together and then they go away to their police stations, and then there is no coordination, networking, exchange of ideas amongst all the officers, men and women. So this was also a forum to get them together and share their ideas so that they could talk about their own well-being, their empowerment, and how to enhance their effectiveness and address the challenges that are being faced by them in the workplace. So the current scenario, if you see, after 8% of the Telangana police having women, the SIs in the SHO role in 2018 batch, 56% of the women have SHO roles. In 22 batch, 74% are in SHO roles. And in 24 batch, only 68% are in SHO roles. So the request from all the sub-inspector and senior ranks has been that they should also get an opportunity to work in the law and order field, and there should be a policy in place by which their number also comes without having to reach out or push or press or have pehervi to get a law and order role within the first 2 or 3 years of their careers. So the participation, as has been said, has been from constable to DG rank officers. There have been all sorts of police units, as was described earlier, with global experts coming, and also we had officers coming in from Madhya Pradesh, from Tamil Nadu, and from Odisha to share their best practices. Bala is today representing for us Tamil Nadu, Shaini is representing Odisha, and Vineet, who has done a lot of work, has gone back to, he was representing Madhya Pradesh. So these are our recommendations. For gender mainstreaming, sir, we have, that is Shikha Goel and her team, have recommended, and of course we all had a total discussion. Everyone came together and discussed each of these recommendations. The first recommendation and the easiest to do is that we should not be called WPC, WHC, WARSI, WSI. Sorry? Okay. Yeah. Will you manage the change there? So that W should be removed, because we were recruited. I mean, my joke was, I'm not WIPS, I'm IPS. So why should there be WHC, WPC, WSI? So that gender segregation should be removed. It's a very easy thing to do, but it's a mindset thing. So that is the first recommendation. So the second recommendation is that all duties should be given to everyone. For example, patrolling duties, there is a mindset that amongst the managers, I talked to a lot of managers, there are several managers sitting here also. In the urban areas, women are doing night patrolling, but in the rural areas, there's a hesitation to put them into night patrolling. But we are recommending that women should be deployed in beat patrol and night duties, and they should have their presence in QRTs, in SWATs, in BD teams, in any field where they can excel. They should, and then they are interested in it, they should have the opportunity to come and work in that field, sir. There should be a minimum fixed percentage of women SHOs in every unit. Sir, in UP and some of the other states, there is a number of women SHOs which are mandated, and our request also is that till there are sufficiency of women, the senior level women who can be SHOs, they should be posted as SHOs in non-women police station. What is happening right now is that they are getting posted as SHOs in women police stations. Now in women police stations, the work is of one particular type, and they don't get a whole rounded exposure to investigation, bandobast, etc. So our request is not just stereotyping and putting into women police station, they should be deployed into law and order and other police stations as a fixed mandate initially till there is a sufficiency of numbers and they come into rotation in any case. As a starting step, sir, the government and DG sir are requested that immediately one SHO and one non-woman PS per unit per zone may be implemented, as far as I know the exigencies, but that is a request, that is a recommendation, sir. Then to make sure that the women are able to take up all roles, sufficiency of professional development and training should be there to not only boost their courage, their conviction, and also their self-confidence, and thereby participation in all the duties. So till now we have not paid attention to how much component is coming for trainings from women, and it is a very routine nomination for various trainings. So we are now requesting that there should be a systematic monitoring of how many women are being nominated for training and what kind of training, and all of them have requested for personal defense training. So to roll out specific trainings which make women stronger and more confident, right down to the police station level, rather than calling them to the training academies or training institutions, have it in the workplace. Then so traffic management is another area where public sees us immediately. So right now, where there are women in traffic management, however, very few women are there, and since it is a very high publicity area, also a high value area for communication and empathy, our recommendation of the group is that more women should be assigned to traffic duties to improve the public perception and reduce the conflict and altercations that take place during traffic stops, traffic challans, traffic checkings, etc. So when functional duties are assigned to women, the recommendation is that all functional verticals they should work in on a rotation basis, so that they have a well-rounded understanding as they're going up in the organization. They are not stuck just to the functional vertical of general duty and to the functional vertical of reception, but and technology, but they understand all the other functional verticals, so they can develop a well-rounded personality and a well-rounded police persona. So there should be automatic period rotation of functional vertical duties and a common roster to include both men and women without segregation. So the underlying concept is that Hyderabad is among the safest cities for working women, and our officers, if we are to say that women police are not safe, means this is not a very good reflection for the general public. If we are saying Hyderabad is a safe city for women, it should be a safer city for police women. So the the other reforms are gender parity in performance. SHO performance on gender parity to their ACR, APR should be there, sir. How is an SHO taking up the issue of gender parity in their rostering or in their duties? That should be a parameter in their ACR, making them accountable for ensuring that long-term gender parity is percolating down to the police station. There should be a KPI so that we can monitor and measure how far this change reform is going, sir. Then mandatory gender sensitization training at state, district and police station level. Very often when we call for gender sensitization training, we only get women. But the gender sensitization has to be of both women and men. Women have to understand what their role is, and men have to understand how they have to work alongside women. So this gender sensitization training at all level. 1 day training at headquarter or TGPA level for all unit officers and IPS officers, 1 day for SHOs, 1 day for all PS staff of the state. So simultaneous execution of trainings to ensure that there is an impact and a signal that there is overwhelming thinking behind gender parity. And down the line, targets to be given to unit officers to complete the sensitization within specific time frames at district level and SHOs and PS levels. Right now, sir, the investigation capacity, while many of the women are working as writers and they're doing very good jobs of recording statements, but the investigating skills are not being built up. Even we request that because women have a very good thinking and communication and connection capacity, they should be used more and more in investigation. And right now, because we're only at 8%, it is an option. But once we go towards 33% and more, it will not be an option. So let us prepare from today so that women are investigating as we grow with the women in the organization. So long-term integrated training, when the stipendary trainings, the induction trainings happen, very often we do segregated. Only for sub-inspectors we do a co-ed training. For constables we do not do a co-ed training, but the recommendation is that the understanding, the sensitization should start at the training level itself, so that it is not a cultural shock once they get posted to the police station. a comprehensive gender inclusive training to be implemented at all ranks, common training to ensure gender sensitivity at entry level itself, so that later on it is just a revision course. A gender audit to be conducted by external professional agency every 1 or 2 years to understand how far the department has reached in gender espousing and ensuring gender parity in roles and infrastructure at police station levels. For example, sir, since 20 years, we have been asking for spaces for women in police stations as they are getting deployed for their children, in case they have children, even for just resting for 5-10 minutes or eating their food. There is no space. For toilets is a basic necessity for bandobast. There is no space. The new police station, this is being integrated, but there are several old police stations where I have visited couple, and there is a label there, sir, but it is not up to the mark. I mean, one would not even use it in emergency. So some kind of auditing of that also has to happen. And we should have that instituted at best corporate practice level. Then, of course, the recruitment target, we have already, the Telangana government stated policy is 1/3 recruitment, and we hope that every recruitment there will be 1/3 and more women coming in, and that there would be camps to train women, because where women fail is not in the written exam. They get left behind in the physical PETs. So we will have more camps. Last couple of years, DG sir has been organizing, the government and all the departments have been organizing these training camps, training melas before recruitment, and that continues with special emphasis on women. So then the other group, the second group which worked on was on the harassment, the sexual harassment particularly at the workplace. The POSH is a very strong act which talks about sexual harassment in the workplace, but when we polled these girls, very few of them knew that there was an act, there was an internal committee, and there was a mechanism for raising complaints. So what the group has recommended is to enhance safety. We should have mandatory training by the internal committees, which is a mandated committee under the POSH Act, and there have been set up in all the units, but right now they're just behaving like complaint committees. But as for the POSH Act itself, this internal committee has the mandate of undertaking trainings for awareness and making clear to everyone what harassment is and how to deal with it. So that part, that wing of that internal committee has to be activated so that there is a comprehensive sexual harassment education for both men and women, and there should be an increased visibility of all internal committees, clearly mentioning who is the chairperson, who is the complaint, what is the mechanism. This should be put in notice board set out by WhatsApp and told during briefings for various police stations, for the district, all offices, not just police stations, but all offices, DPOs, wherever women are posted, whether they are executive women or ministerial staff. Then accountability and transparency, clear definition of what a workplace is. Many people think that if it's a police station is the workplace. But according to the POSH, there's a definition of workplace which will also means the bus by which they're going to implement a summon or to serve a summon. So that clarity and transparency for both men and women has to be there. Then, sir, he for she is a United Nations mandated program which talks about men taking up the cause and making sure that the women are safe, they work effectively and are able to give best to the job, best to the community. So we want to take this he for she program in our police department also, identifying and training men who work as role models and are friends when there are issues which arise around gender. Full support for all ICs, that is internal committees, from units and leadership. This has to be, sir, till it is part of our system. We have to keep talking about it from our crime review meetings, from our briefings, from any kind of messaging we are doing through Facebook, through Twitter handles, any social media, where we have to talk about it, still everyone understands and takes it up as an ingrained understanding, sir. Again, for the internal complaints committees, we make them internal committees, but there is no training, no understanding what their role is. So some kind of training for these committees. The complaint mechanism, sir, is right now that they have to write out and give a complaint to the committee. However, we are requesting that on lines with the Shakti lines of UP, there should be a dedicated toll-free helpline which help not only our police women but other women also for immediate support. Implement a state she-box for confidential reporting and a district-wise WhatsApp group for quick communication. So the third group discussed about changing the organization culture, not the structure, sir, to address gender bias in all. So basically the culture is part of all this. So these are repeated topics, sir. So gender bias has to be broken by ensuring rotation and equal access to visible fields, high responsibility roles, as has been talked about by the Gender Mainstreaming Committee. Rewards and recognitions must be there. So there was a story from the participants. There is a sub-inspector who has written 600 statements, sir. They have, many of them have ended in convictions. The PP has got a reward, the IO has a reward, but her name is not mentioned anywhere, sir. So this kind of recognition has to be there for the efforts that are made in the field, sir, made by each of these women. Because once they are recognized, other will aspire for the same. Also, sir, right now all our rewards rotate around gallantry and valor and strength. But now what the Telangana police is looking forward is to empathy, accountability and friendly policing, sir. So there should be some rewards created around these values so that everyone, not just the women, but the men also aspire and change the work culture in that way. The infrastructure facilities have already been mentioned, so I will not talk about that. Work-life balance, I just wanted to emphasize, women live in two worlds, sir. There is a family world where they're taking care of their family, children, husbands, and the other is the professional world. Now, men also have that world, but the women are supposed to be the caretakers in both the worlds. So how to manage that world? The other next group is talking about it, sir, but that has to be kept in mind every time we are talking about the requirements and resources that we are requesting, sir. So right now, on behalf of the entire police department, I want to bring to your notice there are no leaves in a month, sir. So all the women have requested at least one leave per month should be given for them to take care of their personal circumstances. So permissions also are given very liberally, but it is a request-based permission. So some kind of a system should be kept in place that if they take 4 permissions, it becomes 1 CL or something like that. So because most of them have not even availed their CLs most of the years. So infrastructure facilities at workplace, bandobast, and implementation of issues of personal safety and exposure to violent situation. So because of the female anatomy, there are certain things, certain mandatory requirements for us when we go on bandobast, sir, whether it is a constable or at my level. We need hygiene facilities such as dedicated restrooms, mobile toilets if it is a big bandobast. Like for example, so the Ganesh bandobast, it is not a homogeneous bandobast. It is bandobast at various places. Now it is difficult for the women who are deployed in these places where to go to the toilet, where to go to have their food, where can they sit for 2 minutes. So the city police practice has been that they talk to the nearest shopkeeper or a restaurant and they enter into an agreement with them to provide that facility. But they are doing it because they are right now there are 2 or 3 women officers who are doing most of these deployment. But this needs to be a practice for the entire state, and whenever there is a big bandobast, then the mobile toilets should be available. In the police stations also, there should be dedicated restrooms. Right now, sir, I visited a couple of police stations. There's just a barrier with a curtain, which is very flimsy, sir. So some kind of, I know this has a budgetary implication, but it is a requirement for the satisfaction, to improve the satisfaction level of the women working in the police station, sir. So most of our women, the policy for 1/3 has come up after the bifurcation of the state in 2014, sir. Most of our women of the 7,500 have been recruited in the last 3-4 recruitments. They're all youngsters. Now they are beginning to get married and have children, sir. This is a real need. Where do they leave their child when they come to work? So the recommendation was that every zone should have a creche, and wherever possible tie up with Anganwadi, and since their duties are from 7 to 8, almost 12 hours, sir. The Anganwadis work only till 3, so wherever we have a tie up, the Anganwadis also work that much timing, so that their children can be taken care of. In the police stations, health essentials such as sanitary napkin vending machines, etc. should be installed. This is a very small pregnancy, maternity. Pregnancy, maternity, and even later the women, because right now they don't know who to talk to. So along with the internal committees, if there is a nodal officer who they can reach out for minor issues, minor clarifications, that would be great, sir. In also tandem mentoring for women when they come out from the training institute or when they are new to a police station, some senior man or a woman, senior police officer, who can make them understand, who acts like their mentor till they are settled in that police station. So some training for those mentors so that they can be classified, and at any time they can be requested for support and help for such issues, sir. So these are the implementation of uniform design and comfort guidelines, including grooming, makeup, accessories, and nameplate specification. Right now, everyone wears lots of other things. So we want to put this in writing, what you can wear when you put on a uniform and an alternate uniform, and what you cannot. We want to have this finalized within 60 days and the approval from the government thereafter, so that this can be put in place. So at the district level, this is again totally doable within the police department. Set up a monitoring cell to ensure that the physical health of not only women but men is also kept up to the mark. And women, we are talking about particularly because very often what happens is they make tiffin for others, but they forget to make tiffin for themselves, and then they eat something somewhere. So to have some kind of monitoring of what kind of water is being provided during bandobast and duties, and whether there is food or nutritious food, healthy food available to them close by. Along with that, very often we lose control of our health as we grow older, especially after childbirth. Some kind of a health guideline of a BMI monitoring equipment in all state, all district units, so that the BMIs can be monitored, and some tailor-made dietary, physical fitness guidelines can be given to them every 2 or 3 years. And online fitness classes are conducted through the outdoor staff. or the district personnel. So for personal safety, there are certain kinds of trainings that they have requested for. So Hyderabad Police again and Nirmal Police have been doing good job. They have set up tactical units where the women are trained in SWAT style scenarios and advanced defense. They also are trained in weapons proficiency, crowd management, riot control and negotiation strategies, mental resilience and stress mitigation. So this is required for all the women, and not only women. I think some of these are recommendations for men also, that we are better trained, we are better proficient with our weapons. Crowd management also has become a major issue because all law and order issues, bandobast, now become crowd management issues. And this is something we need to focus on, keep training again and again, so that even in the sleep we can manage how to control a crowd, how to push back a crowd, how to, with respect, lift and put people into vehicles and move them away. So for this we will, at the training level, we will request DG sir that a committee is set up so that a special training module and training of trainers is done, so that this training can be taken up at the police station level itself. For tactical and weapons, proficiency, so we are planning to make a
Ma'am, for taking up the responsibility of all 5 team leaders in explaining the presentation in detail for all of us. Responsibility of all 5 team leaders in explaining the presentation in detail for all of us. Now I
from Tamil Nadu, Bala Nagdevi, all senior officers present, all the participants of the first women conference for Telangana,